Hey, Shrek here. Welcome to my vlog. Just so you know, I do have notes on a TV screen just behind the camera. So if you see me looking up, it's not that I'm having a moment. I'm just double checking all my notes to make sure we cover everything. So welcome to my vlog. This is where I'd like to discuss things that matter to you. If you are a full-time camper, if you just weekend camp, or you're looking at buying a camper. I've traveled a lot since I've owned my camper. And I've watched all kinds of other vlogs, all kinds of shows on YouTube to discuss what everybody does. And I found that I really had to learn the hard way. And so if I can be more direct with you, I hope I can save you some of the trouble and a lot of the money that it's cost me, at least. And you'll learn about some of the mistakes I've made and maybe not make them yourself, hopefully. So we're just going to go through some questions that I found on the internet. They're very common ones. And so today, first question. I'm embarrassed to say we have been using regular toilet paper in our RV for 4 years now. Have we made a huge mistake? If so, we can fix it. Well, I've always used just regular toilet paper. Don't get me wrong, RV toilet paper is what's best to use. Water is always your friend when it comes to your black tank. 3 to 5 gallons is crucial depending on the size of your black tank. I have a 31 gallon, so I tend to run right around the 3-gallon mark. I like to add a cup of Dawn dish soap in my black tank every other month, sometimes every month, depends on how much usage. And that just helps clean it out, especially if you can add Riddex and some Dawn dish soap whenever your travel day is. So it turns your black tank into a mini wash cycle, just like a washing machine. And just so you know, after 3 years of all the nastiness that's gone through mine, my sensors still work. They might not be as perfect as they were brand new, but they still do work. Okay, so question number 2. What is the max speed do you tow your camper? I find 60 to 65 is the sweet spot of my truck and camper. Okay, I know you all have seen people going 75, 85 with their campers, and that's great for them, but I won't do it. Okay, your tires on your trailer are rated for 65 miles per hour. So if you're sticking between that 60 to 65, not only are you saving fuel, but you're being a lot safer. Okay, so next question. Can I pressure wash my RV or camper? Yes, absolutely you can. I do highly recommend you turn down the pressure. Don't be using some really high-end pressure washer that you bought at Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever store it was for $300-400. You can get a pretty decent one for about 70 bucks. You want to be around 1,000 to 1,800 PSI at most. Be careful wherever the caulking is on your camper. You don't want to be damaging that. And also while you're cleaning it, inspect for any damage you might have. I use Dawn dish soap when I clean my camper. It seems to be the safest. I know it's environmentally safe. They use it on ducks when we had the the issue out in the Gulf with the oil. And also don't forget, when you're using that pressure washer, if you're cleaning the sides, be mindful of your decals. If you hit that right angle at it, you're going to start to peel it just a tiny bit, and definitely don't want that to happen, because then you're going to have to pay to replace those decals. So just be a little careful around there. And of course, outlets. If you have a outside hookup for your camper, for your TV, and really it's no different than washing your car or truck. You just got to pay a little bit more attention. So there's a really cool story I read online about a man named Tyler D. His his microwave broke. I keep on thinking it was a convection one, but it's too old to have convection. So to what I'm understanding about him is he has never fixed a microwave, and he has a very can-do attitude. And so he took the whole dang thing apart, brought out a multimeter, test everything he could, found a fuse that was broken in the middle of it. Ended up being a $3 fix. Now, because it was an old microwave, it sounds like he replaced it anyway, which is a good thing, but still, hey, good job, Tyler. So the other day, I was just wondering this myself, and so I asked some online groups if you live in your camper full time, or what you call your camper. I personally call it my home. It's where I live. It's where Callie sleeps, and we love it. So 95% of people called it their home. 4% said camper, coach, fifth wheel, and 1% of people had a different name for it, such as the penthouse, the shack, tiny house, little pad, and radar, or something like that. I don't understand the radar one completely, but I thought it was hilarious to mention. So many of us grew up being told that a van down by the river was a bad thing. If you were in the military, I'm sure you've heard the cadence, a van down by the river. Okay, I won't sing again, I promise. But apparently, if you really think about it, for all of us, it's become a life goal. I would love to park my camper next to a river, go out there, just by a river, go out there in the morning, go take a fishing, swimming, whatever. I might see if Callie will go in. She's not a water dog. So if you're not a subscriber right now, you probably haven't seen a short video I did. It was about camper storage locks for your storage bins on the side. I highly recommend you check it out. Definitely worth it. It's a huge safety thing. If you really like the YouTube shorts, the quick tips, please let me know in the comments. That helps me out a lot, so that way I can adjust from there. I do want to give a shout out to my friend Mason. He made my custom banners for me and the new Shrek Travel logo. Thanks, Mason. Did an absolutely wonderful job. He does it actually as a side profession, and I'll get some information from him when he's available, and we'll get it posted in the description if you want to have him do some work or anything like that. All I had to do is be like, hey man, this is what my channel's about, this is what I'm trying to do, and he went to town like crazy and had a blast. And we had a lot of fun joking about everything. Okay, I hope you're still watching. This is a really good tip. Well, not a tip really, but just a cool story to make you not see that sometimes living in a camper is always dreadful. You know, you always see the pessimist or the people that just always tell you the bad stories, not the good. This story is a little of both. So it was a wonderful experience. I was driving through from Colorado to North Carolina, and in the first 5 hours of the trip, I get a flat tire. I realized that the 2 jacks I have won't lift up my camper. Failure on my part to plan ahead. It's another failure on my part because I was so eager to get out of that campground. Nothing wrong with that campground in Colorado. I just wanted to get underway. That I did not inspect my tires and check the tire pressure. So there's already 2 mistakes I made. Okay, so luckily I got good insurance. Guy comes out, changes it. Him and his wife, we had a blast making jokes, everything. Told him about me living in the camper. I didn't have the channel yet. I didn't have TPMS sensors. So, because I didn't identify that I had that flat tire, I ended up destroying the rim. No problem, I had a rim and tire, changed it. A few more hours go by, it starts getting dark. Look in my rear view, I see sparks. Same side tire, but now the other on my dual axle tire on that same side, that one goes flat. I don't have another tire. It's late, it's dark, I can't see anything. Other than the GPS telling me where I'm at, I got no clue. I just know I'm somewhere in the middle of Kansas. So I slowly creeped along, got somewhere safe. It was actually a old hotel, and it looked like there was some sort of service shop that maybe sold tires. I wasn't sure at the time. And there was a bunch of people hanging out outside, just having a couple drinks and just socializing together and everything. They came over, see if I needed help or anything. I told them my situation. They're like, oh, we'll take care of it tomorrow. I ended up having drinks, having a good time, laughing, still talk to them to this day. In fact, last night while I was making my notes, one of them contacted me like, oh my gosh, I need to tell that story. So now in the morning, because I had a few beers, well, a few drinks, we'll be honest, I had a little bit of a hangover. So there's this older guy knocking on my camper. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? It's early. He's got a tire, he's got a jack. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is great. This is probably gonna cost me a fortune. I'm ready to spend $200-300 probably for this tire. I ask him how much. He goes, we're not gonna gouge you on it, just $100. I couldn't believe it. I was so happy, so overjoyed. He got me on my way, 25 minutes. The man looked like he was 80. So the big thing about this story is, if I can scroll down and get my notes here, is, you know, even if something bad happens, don't let it overwhelm you. You're making a story out of that, memories. Enjoy every single part of it. All right, I'm Shrek and happy camping.